Thank you so much, Maureen. Thank you, Cherrydale Civic Association and all of the other civic associations who put this together. Thanks for having me here, and also thank you for giving me an opportunity to earn your vote. I can tell you very honestly, I've been looking forward to this particular meeting for months because you were the very first folks that invited me to a debate, so thank you. I can also say that it's great that you do this every year. It's so important to actually see the candidates and for the candidates to see you. I'm pretty fortunate because this week my in-laws are in town from Kentucky, so I want to thank them for coming out. They're over there in the corner. I'll give them a round of applause for being here. I also have a lot of friends over there, and I've also got my wife over there. To tell you how I feel about Arlington, she moved to this DC area in 2004, which is the 100-year anniversary of this place, right? And I told her, you should move to Arlington. And she did, so I married her. I love this area, I love this neighborhood, I always have. And one of the reasons that I'm running is because someone needs to take responsibility of some of the bigger issues, some of the ones that we do not control here in Arlington, here in Cherrydale. I'm running as an independent to take responsibility for both our economic and our political challenges we face in 2012 as a community and as a country. I've got an accounting and finance background, which dovetails very well with our challenges with the budget, with debt, with jobs, and all these categories we can do so much better. What I'm hoping to do is get in there and create relationships, be a part of the solution, cooperate, commiserate, and get things done. I look forward to your questions, and I wish we had 100 of them, but if you have more when we're done, just send me an email to jason@votejasonhowell.com. I answer my own email and my own questions. And now I want yours.
We're asking the first question submitted by the listserv, but raise your hand if you want to ask a question, and you'll get a piece of paper and write it down.
Okay, the listserv, the one question we have for you from the listserv is, they want to know about your recipe for getting over the gridlock, I assume in Congress, and it's killing our ability to actually deal with some of our challenges. How would you get over the gridlock in Congress?
Sure. Great question. I'm doing it right now. It is not easy to run as an independent. Are you surprised? It is the harder way to do it. There hasn't been an independent elected since Jim Moran was first elected in 1990, and there hasn't been one in this area. But when I asked my wife to run, we decided to do it the hard way, because if we win big as an independent, we make history. And we give the Congress the opportunity to say, we can now vote our conscience instead of our party. So it's not as much as what I've done. I've already made my choice, I've taken that step. It'll be what you and 142,000 of our neighbors do, which is give me a mandate to say, we the people are still in charge, we the people call the shots, we tell the government what to do, not the two-party system. When I get there on January 3rd, when I start, then I'll leverage my accounting and finance background to work with Eric Cantor in the 7th District and work on budget policy and tax policy and the Dodd-Frank bill, which does need to be adjusted, but not withdrawn. Next question.
I'll ask a question if no one else has one, but come on, we have this golden opportunity. I'd also like to hear about your advice about gridlock, the traffic kind of gridlock here in North Arlington.
Perfect question. The traffic is one of those things that we've been saddled with for at least 20 years. And no matter how much we spend, no matter how much we build, no matter how much we widen, we're still #1 in traffic. That's terrible. We should have a government that's effective, not big or not small, but just effective. My idea is to spread government-wide telecommuting policy across the different agencies. It already happens, it's already there. The US Patent and Trademark Office has done this. They did it in 2006. Between 06 and 012, they have tripled the people that actually telecommute. They've saved $20 million, which is certainly something to sneeze at in this area. However, if we look at the DoD and they've got 3 million employees, how much could we save? Not everyone is going to be able to telecommute, but a lot of us can. And someone needs to champion that in Congress. I'm not against rail or development or all these different things, but someone needs to be the advocate for telecommuting. That is the congressman that I will be.
No litmus questions.
I'm just curious. What is your background in the arena of leadership in the community? I'm just curious.
Yeah, fair question also. You know, I could tell you about my experience helping seniors with, cashing their checks when I was in banking and surviving on Social Security. I could tell you about my accounting experience and how I worked on balancing budgets. I can tell you I used to be a recruiter and help people get jobs. I can tell you about my work with different nonprofits. But the thing that qualifies me the most to represent your families is my experience in the little room. At Inova Hospital in Fairfax, they've got a little room in the back of the ICU. And in that little room, that's where they tell you that your family member isn't going to make it. And in 2006, I had that conversation with a doctor, and my family did it. And you ask if miracles are possible, and they tell you that they are, but we didn't get a miracle. And a day later, we stepped out of the patient room because no one should see what it looks like when you remove a feeding tube from a family member's mouth. There are a lot of things that qualify me to represent you in Congress, but that has prepared me to represent your families in Congress.
In 1 minute closing then?
Sure. I think President Obama is going to win. And I think Tim Kaine is going to be Senator Tim Kaine. And what we need to ask ourselves as a community, because I think this community will have a lot to do with those two people getting elected, is how can we affect not only an election, but the direction of the country going forward when we will have a likely Democratic Senate and a Republican House, and no matter who the president is. What I'm offering you is an opportunity to change politics for the next 50 years, possibly, by removing an incumbent who has served you. I know that. I've been campaigning. I get the work that he's done. By replacing a 21-year incumbent with a 21st century independent who's willing to go in there, who's able to go in there and talk with Republicans who will be the aisle for you. I've made my decision. I've come to the crossroads in my life. And all you have to do is slide your finger 4 spots down when you go to vote to the last candidate who's an independent, Jason J. Howell. And if you vote for me, we not only can do better, we will do better. VoteJasonHowell.com.